This episode is proudly brought to you by the boys at Sea Addicts Boats Australia. How's this VIP with the boys? Great having this little area you can wash your boats off. Water looks clear. Well, here we are crossing the South Passage Bar between North Stradbroke Island and Moreton Island. You can see here where all the water is coming from Moreton Bay and funneling out through this bar. And although there is no swell, it still makes it stand up quite a bit. There really isn't much of a passage at the moment through the bar, but fortunately for us, there was less than a metre of swell and the tides were relatively small. There's not much of a channel through here at the moment. The deepest it gets is about 2 metres, so any sort of decent easterly swell and you'll really have to watch yourself across one of the most notorious bars in Australia. This rock here is called Shag Rock, and it's a couple of kilometres off the beach of North Stradbroke Island. And it's an absolutely stunning dive with some hidden caves and beautiful fish. It really is a special spot. It's also a great place to take sanctuary out of the wind for an overnighter, and at times it can hold some huge Spanish mackerel and other pelagics. But today was all about trying to find a squid. With an area of 275 square kilometres, North Stradbroke Island is the second largest sand island in the entire world, and is certainly one of the most beautiful. In fact, we are lucky enough here to have the 3 largest sand islands in the world on our doorstep. Alright guys, so we are out here now, just about to jump in the water. So what we're going to do today is the boys are showing us how to catch some squid on a spear. And they are by far my favourite thing in the ocean to eat. I love the squid. So we're going to do a bit of a catch and cook today. But first, we're going to go down there and see if we can get one. The visibility looks really good. Boys are already in there, so yeah, frothing to get in there. The other day we went out and it was a massive southerly blowing. The visibility was really, really bad. So today, yeah, we're a bit more excited than usual. Conditions are great today. Hopefully we can get a couple of fish and squid. Anyway, see you under the water. You can see here Josh is just swimming around trolling the lure behind him. Now the squid come up and attack the squid jig, and while the squid are doing that, the other spearos dive down and spear the squid. And as I said before, Shag is home to some huge pelagics. So Pete has shot a small bonito here to use for burley and try to lure some of them in. The boys pointed out this awesome cave in about 10 metres of water filled with tropical fish. Nothing you'd want to shoot and eat, but just really nice to look at. Not seeing a single squid in the first hour, we decided to just have a look around and dive through some of the massive crevices in the rocks that you can see here. This here is the other side of that cave that I was sitting at before. You can see the light just shining through it. And the cracks in these rocks here are a perfect spot to look for some crayfish. But Shag Rock is definitely not the place that you'll find them. So as Josh was trolling the lure back to the boat, I looked to my left and seen 3 huge squid tailing it. I turned and headed for them, but I didn't shoot them as I thought they were out of range. I was wrong. And once again, I forgot to hit the GoPro to record it. Sorry to interrupt the video, guys, but if you want to support the channel, jump over to outerline.com.au, grab some merch, got heaps of quality gear on there. We appreciate all the support. Now back to the show. Well, good morning, guys. It's a new day and it's a bloody beautiful day. It's meant to be windy today. It's meant to be blowing like 15 to 20. I think it's going to come in, but it's not in yet. So I woke up and sent it straight away. I tell you what, through the week, on a weekend, this would just be plastered with boats, a line up at the boat ramp, everything. There was 3 boats there, 3 cars. It's crazy, man. Through the week's just so quiet. Weekends are just hectic. But anyway, the other day we tried to get squid on the spear. And whilst we did see a few, and I had my shot, it was like 3 meters from the end of the tip of my spear, and I didn't take it. And I've been kicking myself since because the boys said, yeah, you can shoot a squid from that far away, no worries. And I was like, oh, righto. So I'm going back to the old school way. Everyone's calling me a Spearo now. I'm not a bloody Spearo. I'm a Spisherman? I don't know. Fearo? Hybrid? I don't know. But anyway, I love my fishing. So we're going squidding today to see if we can get one on the rod. And easy, you say? Yeah, sometimes it is very easy to catch a squid on a rod. Last year, I squidded a fair bit and went spearing for them and everything. Hand spearing, not gun spearing. And I did not get one squid the whole season. The last season, from all that rain, was the worst season ever. So it silted up all the ground. Everyone was saying there's no squid. But this year, there is some squid starting to turn up. And I've got a cracker stuffed squid recipe for you guys that I'm dying to show you. So I need to get a squid today. And I've got to be home for school pickup to pick up the young fella. So I've got limited time. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to shoot over there and I'm going to try and get it done. All right, stick with us. Let's go. Squid gods, favour me today. All right, so the plan is we're going to head over to a little place called the Rouse Channel. All the locals will know what the Rouse Channel is. It can be a really good spot for squid. We're going to find the weed banks and I'm going to chuck some, I got some new little Yamashita squid jigs and stuff like that. So I'm going to throw a few of them out and fingers crossed we can come home with the goods. Even if it's one, I don't care. I need to show you this recipe. Anyway, how good's this? Feed up. Alright guys, we're pretty close to where we want to start squidding. So what you want to do is you want to find some... Oh. How'd that happen? So what you want to do is you want to find some weed banks, because what the squid do is they hide in the weed bank. They're very good at camouflaging, and when you pass your squid jigs over them, they come up and they take them. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is look for some weed banks, because it's no good trolling or casting your squid jigs over the top of the sand. One thing I will say is when traveling alone, guys, a little bit of safety is just having your lanyard, even if I'm in a pretty big safe boat here, but you never know what can happen. You can get flicked out of a boat. You could hit a log, you could hit anything. I used to have a 3.8 metre tinny with a 15 horsepower on it, and I was going squidding one night, and I had a mate in the boat actually, and we're cruising along, and nice bit of ground there. We're cruising along, and all of a sudden the motor just ripped out of my hand. The tinny come up on its side like that and spat me like 2 metres out. I was wearing my waders. My mate Justin hit the side of the boat, rolled over the edge of the boat and managed to be able to grab onto it. I just bought the waders actually, and I couldn't figure out how to put them through the little clip thing and all that. So I literally just tied them in a knot over my shoulder so I didn't have the quick release. And what waders do is when they get wet, they suck onto your legs and everything, and you cannot get them off, and I was in big trouble. And if Justin didn't grab onto that boat and come and pick me up, I think I wouldn't have been able to stay afloat for long at all. So one thing is, if you're by yourself, whack your lanyard on, and if something happens, it's going to pull your kill switch and you're going to be able to swim after your boat, because a boat like this will just keep on going and you are in big trouble. Anyway, it's also happened to my dad. He got flicked out of his boat. Lucky he kicked the motor, and on his way it flicked him out, and he kicked the motor, the throttle, because it was a tiller steer, and the boat started spinning. He was able to grab the boat again. So yeah. But anyway, let's go find some squid. Right, the colours of the jigs. I'm going to have 4 out at a time. These are the 2 Yamashita ones here, and then I just got a couple of cheaper ones just there. So always got to have a pink, always got to have an orange, and then sometimes they just froth on the blue and the green. So it's good to have a variety of colours. Usually I just wing it and just chuck out whatever, but today, full serious mode. I've even gone and got some like light 12-pound mono to whack on, because usually I'll just chug out 40-pound or whatever and hope for the best. But today, I need a squid. So I've got a good little spread out now. I just rigged them all up, 12-pound mono. And we got 1 here off to the side, 2 in the bait board, and 1 off that port side of the bloody rod holder. So what you do is just put them all, whoa, look at that. Put them all at different distances, so when you turn, they're not going to get tangled up. And look, trolling is a good little way that you can cover a bit of ground and find them. And if you do get onto 1 or 2, go back, you can spot lock, start peppering that area. I'm probably talking it right up now. I won't catch anything all day. But anyway, let's see how we go. This is a spot where I've caught squid before. See, just there. We're on some nice little weedy banks in nearly 3 meters of water, so have a little troll around this area. Fingers crossed. Found a nice little weedy patchy area in about 1.2 meters of water here, so I'm gonna have a little troll around here now. I used to get a few squid at this area, but that wind is starting to puff now, and I reckon it's gonna blow every bit of 20 knots like it said it would. But this is the sort of ground we're on top of. Nice clear water, sandy patches with, you can see the weed all through here. It's actually really good looking ground here, so let's have a look if there's any here. I've stopped trolling now for them. I'm gonna have a little go at flicking. I've just got 2 squid jigs dangling out the side, probably 2 or 3 meters under the water. And I'm just flicking this one out the back and I'm just retrieving it. Hopefully we can come over a little school drifting. Maybe they didn't like the sound of the boat. Who knows? And we're back to trolling. Not having any luck at the moment. Have a look at the ground we're trolling on. How can there be no squid? Where are they? All right, it's been probably another hour and a half and I'm back trolling. Quite cold today, actually. I swear, I don't know what have happened to the squid. Like, usually you can come out on a day like this and get 10 to 20 squid easy, like every day. We used to come in through the bar, come up along here, and we'd bang 5 or 6 squid in 15 minutes and just keep going. And for the last 2 years, it has been, wow, just hard work. And it sucks because they're my favourite food. Literally, calamari is my favourite meal. Anyway, I won't give up just yet. Still got a couple of hours. I'm going to troll along here for maybe an hour, and then I'm going to head over to Peel Island, where I seen a few the other day getting around. I'll throw some jigs up around the reef. And then after that, then I give up. So, sorry guys if this is boring, but it is what it is. This is the reality of fishing in Moreton Bay. And now here's that wind I was talking about. It's starting to blow. I've just come on the northern side of Peel Island here. You can see it behind me. Trying to get out of this wind. You can probably hear it in the microphone now. It's blowing a good 20 knots now. So what I'm doing, I'm just using my Ming Coda, and I'm just trolling 3 rods at the moment. We're only in about 2.5 meters of water, and I'm just using it to cruise up along the reef line. I was flicking a squid jig up the front there for about 20 minutes, but oh man, I can't buy a squid, eh? I can't buy a squid. So how good's this? I'm gonna put you down a little bit out of the wind so it's not bothering us, because who wants to hear bloody wind noise in their thing? But as you know, we run Revolution Power lithium batteries through our boat. Here they are here. They've still got a bit of Cape York all over them. We got 36 volt converter, charger, DC charger, everything in there. Fits beautifully. So we got 300 amps in there, all right? And right now, it's hooked up to my phone through the Victron shunt. And on my phone right now, we're pulling 36 amps. 36 amps, and I've got the Ming Coda on speed 6. So we're cruising along pretty well. Like, we're doing probably about, I'd say, 6 knots. We're cruising along pretty bloody well. I've got 300 amp hours of lithium in here. We're pulling 35 amps per hour. So I've got like just under 10 hours I could troll like this with this motor. How's that? That's unbelievable. If I got stuck with my motor, it's a Yamaha, so I'm never gonna get stuck. But if I did get stuck, I could actually probably troll home. So let's do a little bit of maths on this. We're doing maybe 6 knots, 4 to 6 knots. Let's say 5 knots. We're doing 5 knots, which is about, I don't know, 3 kilometers per hour. Correction, 5 knots is actually 9.26 kilometers per hour. I've got enough power in this to run for nearly 10 hours. So I could get just under 30 kilometers. Correction again, I could get just under 92.6 kilometers worth of trolling with my motor out of the power that I've got in these lithiums. Unreal. Anyway, that's another reason why I run these Revolution Power lithium batteries. 2 years, no problems. Can't recommend them enough, so back to squidding. Alright, here we go. Last spot, last chance. I give up after this. It's blowing its ass off. I'm gonna get smashed on the way home. Anyway, it's not gonna happen. It is not gonna happen. How good's this? Casting into the wind with Sarah's bait caster, and it sort of got caught around the bait caster, overspooled, snapped, and my jig went flying into the water. I think it's time to give up. I hate giving up. when there's a will, there's a way, but I can feel it in my bones. I'm done for. I'm beaten again. Going home with my tail between my legs. Got to pick up my young fella from school, so we're out of time. So there is 0 squid for this session also. But stay tuned, because in this video, I am catching a squid and I'm showing you a squid recipe if it kills me. Fade to black right now. Alright guys, 3rd time lucky, 3rd trip out squidding just to try and get a couple. This time we've come down to the Gold Coast. Mate gave me a bit of a tip that there's a few running down here. So we've come down here for a look. Hopefully we can put a couple in the box, show you guys once again this recipe. Spearing hasn't worked. Up in our local hasn't worked. And these ones that we're chasing now are arrow squid. So yeah, hopefully we can get a couple. We're gonna fish till just after dark, and then we're gonna head back and see how we go. Righty-o, we got wind pumping in here. We got another little arrow squid. Oh, a couple behind him. Chuck another jig out behind him.
Yep. All right, I can't film and drive the boat. But...
All right, there we go.
Finally, he has caught a squid.
Nice little arrow there. We won't bugger around because there's boats everywhere here. We'll chuck him in the bucket and get out and try and get another one. Oh, I got another little one here. It's about to start raining on us. Another little arrow. Won't get much stuffing in here, will you?
No.
I'll drop in the bucket, keep it going. There you go, mate. Alrighty. It's raining. Looks nice that way, but have a look that way. These are coming in very handy lately. We've had a fair bit of rain and crap weather, so we've put them to the test, haven't we?
We have, sure have.
And they're going good, actually. You cannot get wet through these things unless they jump in the water. The squid fishing could be better as well, to be honest. But anyway, we'll battle it out, as we always do. See how we go. Alright guys, finally we're in the kitchen for this squid stuffed recipe. And yours truly, I made this recipe up and it's absolutely beautiful. So here we've got the 3 squid that we caught. We got the 3 arrow squid tubes right here. We've got the tentacles and we got some spring onion, we got some chorizo. I've chopped the chorizo up really small, diced it all up, saved a couple of bits to just cook whole. What I'm going to do with the rest of the tentacles is I'm going to chop them up small. I'm going to fry them with the chorizo and the spring onion, and that's going to go in our stuffing. Now, what our stuffing is the garlic rice that we do with the fish, okay? So I won't go through it. The garlic rice is already cooking, but I'll put the recipe just here of how you cook the garlic rice, all right? You've got to get onto this garlic rice. It is absolutely beautiful with anything seafood. Like, it's amazing. So I'm going to chop the rest of this squid up. I'm going to start frying everything up and wait till you see this. All right, the squid goes on the barbecue at the end. Come in here, Taz. I got my daughter here. She's my camera girl for the day because it's school holidays. Say hey, Taz. Hi. All right, so here we go. This is what we've got. 3 bits of squid and our ingredients. All right. This will spit a little bit usually, but that's all right. And if you've got a rice cooker, perfect. If not, they're like $15 from Kmart. But you mix all the ingredients that I showed you before into the rice cooker, and that pretty much does it all for you. All right, easy peasy. Alrighty, chorizo goes in. We're gonna let that cook all the way through. Then we'll add the spring onion, and then right at the end, we'll chuck the squid in with it. Next, we're gonna whack in the spring onion. Now, I got in trouble on YouTube because I was using the blade of the knife on the chopping board. I believe I did it before, but don't worry, it's in the back of my mind now. So we're gonna whack in all that spring onion. We obviously might not use all of it. Well done, Taz, look at you go. Now we're gonna stir that through. Now, never mind these big bits of chorizo, I'm just gonna chow down on them while I wait for this to cook. Stir this through. Don't wanna cook this very long, maybe 3 minutes with the spring onion in there. Spring onion? Spring onion. No, you don't want to cook that for too long, maybe 3 minutes, alrighty, with the spring onion in there. Then we're gonna add the calamari in. The rice is just clicked off. And then we're going to mix all that stuffing together. I'm going to whack it in the squid tubes, straight on the barbie. It's been about 3 minutes. I'm going to chuck in the tentacles that I've chopped up. Yum. Now that does not need to be cooked for long at all. Calamari, you know, we might cook that for a minute and a half. You can see it's going white now. When that's white all the way through, that's all you need. All right, we've got our garlic rice, which we're going to scoop out. My daughter is a fussy eater, which is fine. But what do you think of that garlic rice, bub? It is good, eh? Yeah. She's even digging into it a little bit more. So now, easy peasy, we're just going to whack our chorizo, squid and spring onion mix in with the rice. Stir it through. And we have our stuffing for the squid. Now the easy part is fill the squid tubes. We've got one there. Now you want to do, if you've got skewers, happy days. If you've got bigger squid, you're going to need skewers, but I don't have skewers, so I'm going to have to wing it here. And I'm going to use toothpicks. And then happy days. There's one. Just repeat that process with the other two. Alrighty, we're out the barbie. Don't judge me by how dirty my barbecue is, alright? It gets absolute flogging every single week, about 3 times a week, and I cannot be bothered cleaning it. Anyway, out here, we got salt, pepper, lemon, and our squid tubes. What we're gonna do, got it barbie nice and hot. Squid tubes, straight on here. The squid is going to constrict up a little bit, so I'm hoping I didn't pack it too tight. I'm going to salt, pepper, lemon, keep the oil up. I'm not going to cook them for very long at all. And close this up. Let them do their thing. Here we go. Oh, that's done, mate. That is done. Come over here, Taz. Look at this. Yum. We're going to go inside and chop them open, show you this. That's it, done. Easy as, like, doesn't take long at all. Come in here, Taz. Let's have a look at this. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, they look like little beautiful sushi rolls. Voila. I could not leave it on that dirty plate. I had to put it on a clean plate. Finishing touch. Little bit of salt. Little bit of pepper. Drizzle of lemon. And that right there is a delicious meal. I'm gonna have a taste test. I put too much in my mouth. It's beautiful. The squid's still chewy because you can't make a tender squid by frying it. So, but I don't mind like a chewy squid. And that's it. Try that one, guys. You'll love it. You could have it with fish. You could have it with normal rice. You could have it with some vegetables, chips. A little bit of Kewpie would be beautiful as well. But yeah, that's one of our favourites. Hope you enjoyed that. Chorizo and spring onion, garlic rice stuffed squid. Took a while to catch them. Not so long to cook them. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you want any merch, guys, head over to our website, outerline.com.au. You legends. Thanks for the support. We really appreciate it. See you next week.